I think it's now more important than ever if you are a mature woman who is 51, well, I'm 51, but I think it's really important, even if you're much, much younger than the age of 51 now, to just really look after your skin. And if you are looking at using any kind of retinoid, for example, tretinoin, which I am currently starting to use 3 weeks now, I am looking to treat these deep wrinkles here. I'm going down that route because I don't want to go in with Botox or fillers or anything like that. So yeah, I've been starting to use tretinoin. I am using the 0.05%. Well, actually the 0.25%, because that's the only one that's actually available in Australia right now. So it's been working well. I am also using azelaic acid primarily to reduce the dark spots on my skin, and definitely I need to treat these lines. And these have become more prominent now, more so because when I was going through a really tough period in my life, which was about, say, around August last year, I was doing this a lot. Like literally I had this face because I was in a state of anxiety the whole time. So I was like this the whole time. And imagine with your face being on like this the whole time, it's creating these deep wrinkles and lines on the forehead, because I was very alert, very anxious, and now I've calmed myself down to the point now where it's left these wrinkles here. Okay. Anyway, the point of the matter is, whether your wrinkles have been caused from age, from stress, from just getting older, doesn't really matter. There is some tools that you can use to help combat that. And I've been using tretinoin. So it's really, really, really important now that I need to keep my skin sunscreened and protected from the sun. So I'm going in now with, first of all, I'm just going to moisturize. I'm just using the Bobbi Brown face base. Just a little bit of that over the skin. I'm looking into a mirror down here. And the tretinoin, I have been finding that although I've only started to be very, like I'm not using it every night now. Well, I'm not using it every night yet, but I will be working up to that. I've been finding that I do get a little bit of dry patches around the nose, and I am using a really nice moisturizing, hydrating lotion in the night time to moisturize. It's not a big deal. I don't put it anywhere near my eyes, and just be mindful of the fact that retinoin is very drying. Tretinoin is very drying, which is retinol, vitamin A. Just let that sort of sink in just a little bit. We're doing a little bit of an eyeshadow look today, and I'm going in with the NARS Smudge Proof eye primer. So just putting a little bit of that over the lids. I can't believe how long I've had this primer for. Like literally, I don't know when it's going to run out. Mind you, it's a great eye primer, but I wouldn't get it again. I mean, I would get it again, but I want to try something different. For anyone who's using a eye primer that's that they're loving at the moment, let me know. I know that I also have the Rimmel concealer and foundation in one, and you can definitely use that as an eye primer. I find that it might be just a tiny bit too heavy, and I suppose you wouldn't have to, use that much, but some primers can make the lids feel heavy, and if you have mature skin, that's something that you just really want to avoid. And again, whilst I'm also waiting for that primer to dry down a little bit, I'm going to go in and do my eyebrows. I'm using the Glossier Boy Brow. This one here is an oldie but a goodie. I recently bought a new one because I missed it. I know that I always rave on about the Milk Cush Fibre Brow Gel and then, you know, the NYX Brow Glue. I just felt like going back to the Boy Brow because I was bored with what I already had. And I remember I used to love this. So this one's just in the shade, I think it's brown. Yeah, it's just brown. Not dark brown, not light brown, just brown. I love it. I've always loved it. I remember I used to get it imported, but now that we have Glossier here in Australia, it's fine. I'm just keeping an eye on my battery because I think it's going to conk out and I might just change it. Okay, so now I'm going in with the sunscreen. The one I'm using today is To Save Face SPF 50 Super Screen Mecha Cosmetica. Again, this one is a lovely moisturizer. It's a little bit tacky, but I really am wanting Australia to start stocking the CeraVe Invisible Mineral Sunscreen SPF 50, the one that doesn't leave like a white cast, because I've heard that CeraVe have done a splendid job with reformulating that product. I mean, I don't want to spend $100 on shipping and then really I don't know if it's coming from a reputable provider. And what did I do? I went and ordered one from eBay and it came and I was thinking, oh yeah, I'm getting the legitimate invisible sunscreen. They ended up sending me the original one that leaves a white cast, and boy does it leave a white cast. So now that's a bloody waste. When it becomes summertime, I will be using it just on the body. I'm not going to put it on my face because literally you end up looking like a ghost. I'm actually going to be going in with foundation first. So I have a damp beauty sponge, and the foundation that I'm going to be using today is the Estee Lauder Stay in Place Double Wear Foundation. I'm just going to give that a bit of a shake and pour a little bit of that on my finger actually. Just a dollop. And because I am using a damp beauty sponge, I'm going to be putting a little bit more than I usually do because the sponge kind of soaks it up. So that's what I'm doing, and making sure it is nice and damp. I'm just working that in, and I am using that as concealer today as well. We're doing a really natural eye makeup look today. I'm just pulling out an oldie. This one here is by Chanel. It's the Tweed Brunette Rose. I'll just show you what that looks like. It's got very neutral tones. So that's what I'm going to be using for the eyes today. I'm not going to be powdering my face because this foundation dries down really well. I find that with this foundation you don't actually need to powder. You can go ahead and powder if you want to, but I'm giving it a miss. Now just using a big fluffy brush, I'm dipping into this sort of like it's a, I don't know, it's like a deepy tawny browny shade. Big fluffy brush, tap off the excess. I'm just looking straight into my mirror. Actually, I'm just going to be holding my mirror up this way because I really just want to focus it on the crease, and I'm just looking straight ahead into the mirror while I do window wipe motions, just to put like this sort of what it's leaving is like a contrast, if you can see what I'm saying. So looking straight into the mirror like this and putting that shadow in, just dipping a little bit more into that, tapping it off and working it in. Once you have the placement down, you can go ahead and close the eye and continue to work that in. It's just a really neutral shadow. I'm just doing the other eye. Chanel comes with these little, I don't know, they're just like little sponges. I'm dipping into this, well, the deepest shade in the palette. It's like a dark brown, and I'm putting that on the outer corner of the eye for some definition, and with the remaining just sweeping that on the lower bottom of the lid. Just picking up a bit more and deepening that up. Soft but with depth. I am deepening it up. I am deepening it up a little bit more. I think I like the depth of this to be a little bit more, because then we can always go in with another fluffy brush and shear it out. Well, not shear it out, but just buff out the edges. There we go. And I just find with these tones, they really make any eye colour pop, especially green though, because I don't know what it is. It's just something about the brown murkiness of the shadow really just makes green eyes pop. I am going in with some eyeliner. This one here is by Catrice, and it's the Calligraph Pro Precise Liquid Liner. So I'm just going to do a wing. And getting a little bit more of that deeper shadow and blending into the wing there while it's still wet. Ooh, just getting a touch more foundation. I'm going to clean up the edges. Just like dipping my brush into the foundation pot. And then just blend out any kind of excess foundation into the skin. You know, as you get older and your eyelids tend to droop more and you get more of a hooded eye, it really does become more challenging to create that lifted look. So you have to just take your time and literally wing it. I'm just going back in with that sponge again, and I'm dipping into this rosy gold shade, and I'm just going to be doing some shadow underneath the lower lid. Guys, don't do what I just did. I'm just redoing that because I didn't realize it was a real shimmery shadow. I forgot that it was a real shimmery shadow. Oh my goodness. Okay, just let me go ahead and shear it out. I'm going in with a different brush now. I've got another sort of foam brush, and I'm going in with this shade here, which is like a medium brown. Going in with the edge of that, and I'm doing shadow under the lid there. That's better, much better. Yeah, that's a lot more flattering, I think. Okay, time for mascara. I purchased a new mascara tube yesterday from Mecca Cosmetica. This one is the Wink Ink. It was the last one. It was waiting for me. So one of my favorite mascaras. Just going to be doing mascara on the top and bottom lashes, and then we will continue on and do the rest of the face. I didn't do the mascara too heavy. It was just really like one coating on each of the eyes, and just to give some oomph, really. Going in with bronzer, I'm using the Hourglass Diffusing Light Bronzer. This one, he's one of my favorites, and I've been using it pretty much every day. It's the Diffuse Bronze Light by Hourglass. Love it so much. This is my Hourglass brush, which I've had for a very long time. I'm just going in and sweeping the blush, well, the bronzer, over the cheekbones. I'm not going to be putting on any blush at all today. It's just going to be the bronzer. And sometimes I don't want to have rosy cheeks or anything like that. I just want to have a nice, healthy, bronzed look. Bit on the nose. And why I love this bronzer so much is because it has sort of like a built-in highlighter. And, you know, because it's the marbled effect, then you can see that, you know, you could even use it for the eyes if you wanted to. Okay. Sweep the rest of that down the neck. Time for lips. So because we've done a really like natural looking face, I'm going to go in with like a burgundy rummish type colour on my lips. And this is the Youngblood lip liner in Pinot Noir. And I'm using the NARS Afterglow Moisturising Lip Balm. It's very, very sheer. It's just, you would think it'd be deep, but it's not. It's very, very sheer. The reason for this colour is mainly coming from the actual lip liner. You could leave it glossy, but I'm going in and mattifying it to leave more of a lip stain. So I'm just going to blot my lips. That's it. Just go over the edges. Yeah. Blend a little bit of the edges out. And then if the lips feel a little bit dry, which mine do, go in with the gloss again. Hydrate. And that's it. And this is the completed look, which honestly doesn't take long at all. So guys, I hope you have, thank you so much for watching today's video. Sorry I haven't been around as much. I've been just a lazy filming person as of late, but I really would just want to get back into a regular filming basis, like every week at least. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I hope you guys really have been well and just been healthy and taking a break when you need to. Finishing off my look with my current obsession at the moment is Tom Ford's Fig Erotic. 2 sprays behind the neck, or 3. It's cozy, it's gorgeous. Okay, bye.